Hello and welcome back to our Lord of the Rings LCG solo progression series. And today's quest is We Must Away Ere Break of Day, which is the first scenario in the Overhill and Underhill Deluxe expansion. So this quest begins the Hobbit Saga, which were 6 scenarios released in 2 separate deluxe expansions. The first one being Overhill and Underhill, which has the Hobbit scenarios 1 through 3. Then later on the doorstep would conclude the Hobbit Saga with scenarios 4 through 6. And so this first scenario, this starts with the unexpected party and takes us through Bilbo's encounter with the trolls. So as always, a quick reminder that in this series, we're playing through each quest in chronological order of the game's initial release, and we'll only be using player cards that were available at the time of this quest release. I'm calling this deck They See Me Trollin', and that's because we're going to troll this quest. As much as I love The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, as much as I really want to like this quest, regrettably, it's one of my least favorite quests in the whole game, despite it being kind of official. It's a Hobbit scenario. I would say that this is probably my least favorite quest, only rivaled by the Nightmare version of this, which is even worse, unfortunately. So I just see it as an inferior conflict of the Carrock, and it's a little bit of a shame. But I think it's just because this was an early developed quest, and the game just obviously has been a little bit hit or miss up until this point, but it just obviously is about to be a lot of hit. So anyway, to make things more interesting, rather than building just a reasonable deck and quest winning very easily, I'm going to do something that I find interesting, which is quest for 1500 willpower, which just had an idea. That's one of the things I love about Lord of the Rings LCG is you can have the kernel of an idea and then build a deck and try to make something happen that maybe even outlandish. So this won't be everyone's cup of tea, so fair warning on that. This will be a long playthrough. So all of this is completely unnecessary to actually win the quest. We will demonstrate how to win the quest, but basically you just need to keep your threat at about 30 or under, and so that way you would only need to engage one of the trolls, Bert. His engagement cost is 23. Just keep your threat low, just have enough allies and sneak attack Gandalfs in play to deal with Bert, and you're done. You can just quest past everything in stage 2. So, if you don't feel like watching this, no harm, no foul, you can just skip the video, or you could watch it in 2 times speed, or scrub to the end, or however you want to interact with this. But I'll try to go as quickly as I can. I do want to mention that Aragorn is the hero from The Watcher in the Water. He is a lore hero with Dunedain and Ranger traits, 12 threat, 2 willpower, 3 attack, 2 defense, 5 health, same lineup as his leadership version. But he has this refresh action, reduce your threat to your starting level. And you can do that only during the refresh action window, and you can only do it once a game. And so if we, obviously before the refresh action window is when you raise your threat. And then, so if we were to raise our threat to 49, then suddenly we could lower it to 30, which is our starting threat level. So that's like having 3 is a little bit better than 3 Galadrim's greetings. So very, very powerful effect there that we'll take advantage of. You can see there's a ton of cards, each one specific in here for a specific reason to help with early rounds, but also just to make that 1500 willpower happen. Well, let's get to the quest and see how we do. And like I said, I'll try to be as quick as possible and not get stuck on any one thing. All right, so opening hand. Obviously, it's nice to have Song of Kings, but if I don't get a Steward of Gondor anytime soon, that's not particularly useful. Although a Sword That Was Broken kind of early is helpful. I don't know. I'm going to mulligan that hand. All right, I feel like that's a better hand, I think. I don't know. We have a lot of spirit cards, though, that we can't really pay for until we have a Song of Travel. But, Daron's Rune's not so bad. Okay, we have a 4th hero, Bilbo Baggins. This is the Overhill and Underhill hero that is included in the 3 scenarios included in Overhill and Underhill. No matter if you play it campaign style or just standalone, you have to use Bilbo. And the first player gains control of him, so we get to have a 4th hero. And he gains resources like any hero, but he is of the Baggins sphere, so we can only pay for cards that are neutral or Baggins sphere. Unless you put a Song of Travel or something on him, then he becomes a spirit sphered card. But he cannot gain resources from player card effects because there are some uses for the Baggins sphere resources, and so we can't kind of increase those. We have to only get one around. If he leaves play, the players lose the game, so we want to make sure that doesn't happen. And so because we have 4 heroes, we'll take advantage of that through Peace and Thought in particular. All right, well, here is the quest 1A, an unexpected party. The wizard Gandalf has chosen Bilbo Baggins to join Thorin and company on their quest to the Lonely Mountain. For setup, we remove and shuffle the 7 sack cards into a sack deck and set it aside face down. Here is that deck, and they're just objectives that can be attached to characters when the trolls come out: smelly, strong, foul, large, deep, etc. And so each one of them is a little different. They attach to different characters as instructed, and they incapacitate those characters. So very similar to Conflict of the Carrock. We remove the 3 troll enemies and the troll cave from the encounter deck and set them aside out of play. Here they are. That is Tom, Bert, and William, along with the troll cave. Now, it says victory 2 on troll cave. If this ever goes to the victory display, then we can gain the treasure cards, Orcris, Glamdring, and Sting. And so we'll make sure to do that. It's an optional thing, but we will do that just as part of this playthrough. Then we shuffle the encounter deck and reveal a card. Before we reveal a card, let me show you some things about this deck, just how easy it is. The only enemies are Suspicious Crows, which are really lightweight. Locations aren't a big deal. Treacheries really aren't a big deal, except if you get this one here at the wrong time, you discard all your attachments. So that's where Denethor burying cards is helpful. And this one can also be a problem, deal 1 damage to each ally, but 2 if there's a troll enemy in the staging area, which that would be stage 2. Oh yeah, it's also worth mentioning real quick. I'll mention it as we play, but there's a little bit of a rules question on some of the forced effects on these locations. So when we get to it, I'll explain it. All right, Suspicious Crow. I don't love when that happens. When revealed, reveal the top card of the encounter discard pile and add it to the staging area if able. Okay, so we have to make 7 progress to advance. At first, they had passed through Hobbit lands, a wild, respectable country inhabited by decent folk, with good roads, an inn or two, and now and then a dwarf or a farmer ambling by on business. Then they came to lands where people spoke strangely and sang songs Bilbo had never heard before. All right, resource phase. And as I promised, I will try to go fairly quickly with all this. Let's use Denethor's action to see what's coming. And it is roast them or boil them, so we don't want to put out any allies, no problem. Let's exhaust Bearvor to draw 2 cards. And we just need to quest with just Bilbo. And we reveal roast them or boil them. No damage dealt because there are no allies. No progress, but no threat increase. And now Suspicious Crow, we will engage during engagement checks, and we're going to take this undefended. And we're hoping this isn't Troll Key. It's not. The defending player raises his threat by 1. And that is 1 undefended damage, which we'll put on Bearvor, and then we'll attack Suspicious Crow with Aragorn and destroy it. All right, refresh. During the refresh action window, we're going to exhaust Bearvor to draw 2 cards. Always want to do that during the refresh action window in case we could draw a Peace and Thought, which we could then use, but we didn't. Next round. Let's use Denethor's action to look at the top card. It is Drury Hills. We want to try to get some various attachments, so let's put Master of the Forge into play, and we can use his action, exhaust him to look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add an attachment to your hand from those 5 cards, and then shuffle the other cards back into the deck. He whiffed. No attachments. And there's only 22 attachments out of 88 cards. That's literally 1/4 of the deck. And so, he doesn't always hit. But the cards that he's looking for are valuable. We need the attachments, so not a big deal. Now, we don't need every single card during the first rounds or so, so let's go ahead and play Daron's Runes to draw 2 cards. And then we'll discard, I suppose, Spearhood and Cloak. It's good to discard kind of useless attachments. I say useless. That'll be used to get to the 1500 willpower. All right, we know that 3 threat is coming. We can match that with Aragorn and Bilbo. And so we reveal Drury Hills. And so now we will travel to Drury Hills. Refresh. Bearvor draws us 2 cards. No Peace and Thought. And we'll move on to the next round. All right, here is Master of the Forge looking for an attachment. He got us one, nor am I a stranger. We'll use Denethor's action, and it is Wind Whipped Rain. Not going to hurt us at all because there are no attachments in play as of yet. And we won't play any cards at this point. We're just going to quest with Bilbo, well, actually just with Aragorn. And we reveal Wind Whipped Rain, no attachments, and so we made 2 progress. Now, let me talk about Dreary Hills. This forced effect, it took me a while to wrap my brain around this. I think it's wrapped, finally. But when you put a single progress on Dreary Hills, the forced effect obviously is going to fire. After placing 1 or more progress tokens on Dreary Hills, each player must discard 1 card at random from his hand. All right, but I just made 2 progress all at once. So the order of events is you put progress on a location and it is immediately considered explored. So the forced effect will not fire, even though it's weird. It says 1 or more. Why say more? It should say 1, but this is a product of the game being in its early development, and so there's some ambiguity and some confusion on some rules. Later on, this is an important piece of deciding how things work. If a location is explored in full and there's a forced effect, it would not fire unless the forced effect says something about it being removed from play. And this response fires. After Dreary Hills leaves play as an explored location, Bilbo Baggins gains a resource. So that does fire. But the forced effect will not because it left play before it could. So I know that's kind of strange, but we'll refresh. Exhaust Bearable to draw 2 cards. We're just getting a bunch of allies. We need some attachments here next round. We'll use Master of the Forge to look at the top 5 cards. No attachments. Come on, man. We'll play Daron's Runes to draw 2 cards. And we'll discard. It's good to discard kind of useless, I say useless, but attachments we don't need right away. So we'll discard this Nor Am I a Stranger. All right, we'll use Denethor's action to look at the top card. It's Roast 'em or Boil 'em. If that comes out, we're going to lose this Master of the Forge. Not the end of the world, because the next thing that comes out could be, what? What's worse than that? Nothing. We'll move that to the bottom of the deck. All right, we are not going to pay for any allies yet because Roast 'em or Boil 'em could still come out, or, we also don't want to play attachments unnecessarily here. So let's just quest with Aragorn, and, well, we'll leave Aragorn ready. We'll quest with Aragorn. I'm just thinking, what if it's the Crow? So let's leave Aragorn ready. Okay, we reveal Hobbit Lands. Perfect. We quested for 1. Now we'll travel here. Refresh, drawing 2 cards with Bearvor. And we were just struggling to get the attachments like I've never done with this deck. Alas. Okay, so next round. There we go, Song of Kings, finally. 5 rounds in. Let's spend a resource from Bilbo's pool to put Song of Kings on Aragorn. And so now he has a leadership resource icon. Let's pay 2 resources to play Steward of Gondor. We'll exhaust it and get those 2 resources back. Here's Master of the Forge, grabbing us Resourceful. Let's go ahead and use Denethor's action to look at what's coming. We'll let that come out. We're going to use all 4 of these resources from Bilbo's resource pool to pay for Resourceful. And we'll attach it to Aragorn. And we don't mind this because we're about to lose these anyway. And in a 30-round game, paying full cost for Resourceful makes all kinds of sense because after 4 rounds, everything you get from this is pure profit. Attached hero gains 1 additional resource during the resource phase. So per round, Aragorn's going to gain an additional resource. All right, and there's not another neutral card I can use to play this. I could play We Are Not Idle because now we have a leadership resource icon on Gandalf, or not Gandalf, Aragorn. Still can't pay for spirit cards, but this one here, action, exhaust X dwarf heroes to add X resources to a hero's resource pool. I don't have any dwarves, but it doesn't keep me from playing the action. I just can't get the resources, but I can draw a card. And I'm tempted to play Lorien's Wealth. 1 copy of Lorien's Wealth isn't so bad, just to get things moving here. Why would I do that? To play a Resourceful maybe? So 1, 2, 3. Let's do it. Let's play Lorien's Wealth and draw 3 cards. Let's play Daron's Runes to draw 2 cards and discard this Spare Hood and Cloak. All right, didn't really do much for us. We just kind of wasted some resources, but no big deal. I was hoping to get a Song of Travel so that I didn't lose this resource on Bilbo. Okay, we only need to quest with Bilbo, and we reveal More Like a Grocer. When revealed, discard all Baggins resources. So we lost 1 resource and made 1 progress. Now I know this is weird because I talked about the second you put a progress token on a location, it's considered explored, and so the force effect wouldn't fire. And force effects happen before responses, but the spirit of this card, again, there's no official clarification on the rules. This doesn't make sense because if you ever put a progress on Hobbit lands, it leaves play. So I'm going to play it like this. It's almost as if it reads, when you would place progress on Hobbit lands, draw a card. So some lacking clarity type things. Okay, we drew a card. That's the spirit of the game decision there. Refresh. Bearvor draws 2 cards. And we will move on to the next round. So I'm really wanting to get some attachments, Unexpected Courage, Song of Travel. Let's try to do that with Master of the Forge. Okay, so we have an Unexpected Courage, however, we can't pay for it yet. Okay, we shuffle our deck. And here's Denethor's action. Cave Entrance is great. I can't pay for any spirit cards yet. We don't necessarily need to put out any cards otherwise. So we'll just quest with Bilbo, and we reveal Cave Entrance, and no threat increase, no progress. Refresh. Bearvor draws us 2 cards. And then we will move on to the next round. Okay, Steward of Gondor. Denethor does his action. Oops, I drew a card. Troll Camp, that's great. Let's use Master of the Forge. Master of the Forge will grab this Song of Travel. Shuffle our deck. Okay, let's spend a resource from Bilbo's pool to attach Song of Travel to Aragorn. As you can see, he's already really starting to build up some resources. He can pay for leadership and spirit now. So let's pay 2 resources to put this Unexpected Courage onto Denethor. So now each round we can use his action to really control the cards that are coming out even more so. We just need to quest for 4 here. Let's go ahead and put into play the single copy of Sword that was broken, which gives, when it's attached to Aragorn, each character you control gets +1 willpower. So we'll just go ahead and boost all of our characters. And let's see, we need the quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and put a single copy of Snowborn Scout. Well, we'll put them both in. Here's Snowborn Scouts. But I'm not going to do the response. That we don't need to. That's optional. So we won't use the response. And I guess we just need to start getting characters out. Let's go ahead and put Faramir into play. There we go. All right, so we need to quest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 works. We reveal Troll Camp and we make 3 progress. And we'll leave Troll Camp in the staging area for now, I think. Well, let's see. We just did quest resolution. Let's use Denethor's action to look. We're going to move that to the bottom of the deck. And we'll just travel here to Troll Camp. Okay, refresh. Bearvor draws us 2 cards. Lots of cards still to be drawn. Next round. Okay, Steward of Gondor, Master of the Forge. He's really struggling, isn't he? Okay, we'll use Denethor's action. Troll Camp is good. 1, 2, 3. Let's play from hand a Rivendell Minstrel. When she has a response, when she's played from hand, search your deck for a song and add it to your hand. We're going to grab a Song of Travel. And so here we go. Now we shuffle our deck. We'll spend a resource from Bilbo's pool to put this Song of Travel onto Barivor. And so now she can help Aragorn to pay for spirit cards, which let's start putting out some of these allies. 1, 2. Doesn't really matter which ones, we're just putting allies out. Westfold Horsebreaker. Let's put out Arwen. And whenever she exhausts, we're just going to say that she's boosting Denethor moving forward. And we'll put out this Westroad Traveler. And then we'll also put out these Riders of the Mark. There we go. All right, so we just need to quest for 6 here. We can do that right here. We reveal Troll Camp, and we cleared Troll Camp. And I'm going to leave this one in staging. There are a couple of Troll Camps in the deck, but we want one during stage 2, so we're going to leave it in play. Let's use Denethor's action. Hobbit Lands will come out next round. Refresh. Drawing 2 cards with Barivor. So why I'm doing that is I'm trying to draw a Peace and Thought that I can only play it during the refresh action window. I'm just not drawing those. They help us to draw 5 cards. That's a great card, just not getting it. Okay, Steward of Gondor, Denethor's action. Oh no, we don't need to use his action. We know what it is. Here's Master of the Forge. Getting us an Unexpected Courage. That's good. Let's play an Unexpected Courage and attach it to Denethor. And let's play Aelmund. 1, 2, 3. Here comes Aelmund. We need to quest for 4. We'll just do that. We reveal Hobbit Lands. We'll travel to Hobbit Lands. Denethor's action. There's Troll Key. Refresh. Drawing 2 cards with Barivor. No Peace and Thought. Oh well. Next round. Master of the Forge grabs us another Unexpected Courage. Let's go ahead and put out our 3rd Unexpected Courage. So he has all 3 on him. Denethor, that is. And then we'll play this Rider of the Mark. And we just need to quest for 4. We reveal Troll Key. Now, this is not a Surge card, and it's not guarded. It can't be discarded. If Troll Key is ever discarded, add it to the staging area. So it just means it resides in the staging area. The second a troll enemy enters play, we can attach this to that troll, or we have to, if we're able to. And there's a response. After attached troll enemy takes damage as a result of an attack, the first player may exhaust Bilbo to claim this. So that'll be a stage 2 thing. It just sits in staging. So free round here. We made 1 progress, cleared Hobbit Lands, drew a card. All right, Denethor's action. Troll Camp is good. So that was during the action window here that we used his action. So let's travel to Troll Camp, knowing that that's coming out next round. Refresh. Let's use Barivor's action. And move on to the next round. Let's play Gleowine and exhaust Gleowine to draw a card. We'll use Master of the Forge to whiff. And we'll play Escort from Edoras, or Westroad Traveler, actually. And here's Riddermark's Finest. It doesn't really matter what we're playing. Whoops. This is a grouping here. All right, we need to make 6 progress, so there we go. We reveal Troll Camp and clear Troll Camp. All right, during this action window, Denethor's action. We'll move that to the bottom of the deck. I don't like Doom 5 myself. Well, it's not really Doom 5, but that's how it functions. Doom 2 isn't bad. So we'll leave that. Refresh. Come on, Barivor. Useless. Next round. All right, we have not gotten too many of the resourcefuls. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's pay for a resourceful and attach it to Aragorn. And so per round, he will get an additional resource. Master of the Forge has just really been pretty lackluster. Let's see if we can grab another attachment. Nope. Continuing to lack in luster. We'll use Bilbo's last resource to attach Song of Travel to him. So now we have 3 Songs of Travel. Bilbo, Beravor, and Aragorn can pay for spirit cards. Okay. Here's a card drawn with Gleowine. We'll play We Are Not Idle to draw a card. And then 1, 2, let's play Westroad Traveler. 1, 2, here's Westfold Horsebreaker. And Escort from Edoras. All right. So we are about to have Doom 2 here, not a big deal. We'll quest just with Arwen, and we reveal lots or none at all. There are no troll enemies in play, so this has Doomed 2. Too bad we didn't have Elfhelm yet. Okay, no progress. Let's look at what's on top of the deck with Denethor. There's the second objective, so free round coming up. Refresh. Beravor draws us 2 cards. Goodness. No luck on... Out of 88 cards, the 3 Peace and Thoughts are all on the bottom. The bottom 4th. Okay, next round. Okay, Master of the Forge. Doesn't do anything. Gleowine. Let's play the Riddermark's Finest. No more. We don't want to play these events. Let's play Longbeard Mapmaker. Just putting him into play. And 1, 2. Let's play Master of the Forge. Exhaust him to grab nothing. Ugh. And we'll just go ahead and put the final Snowborn Scout into play. When he enters play, we will use his response. We'll put a progress on Troll Camp. All right, we're questing just with Arwen and revealing Troll Purse, which doesn't do anything except just stay in staging. We won't travel here, but we will use the action for Denethor. Cave Entrance, refresh. Beravor draws us 2 cards. Next round. Even if I get a Peace and Thought, I don't think I'm going to play it at this point. Okay, no attachment. Where is that 3rd Resourceful? Come on. All right. Let's think here. We just need to quest for 4. No allies to play, really. So we'll just quest for 4. We reveal Cave Entrance and travel there. Denethor's action. Definitely we want to move that to the bottom of the encounter deck. We'll ready Denethor. We want to move that to the bottom of the encounter deck. Denethor. Moving that to the bottom. Denethor again. That's good. Refresh. What's in the discard pile? Okay. We'll use Beravor. There's our first Peace and Thought. And I think we're going to play it because, well, let's see. We'll use Gleowine. I do want to try to draw my 3rd Resourceful. Let's during the action window here, let's use Master of the Forges to probably strike out. There's Resourceful. So because I have Resourceful, I don't think I'm going to play Peace and Thought. I'll save the resources. Okay, next round. Let's play Resourceful. The 3rd copy. We'll put it on to Aragorn. So per round, he is getting 3 extra resources. Steward of Gondor. And then 1, 2, 3. Let's put Rivendell Minstrel into play. And can she grab us an attachment? I don't think so. Yeah, there are no more attachments at all. No more allies to play. We're just going to kind of take our time here. Still, we're going to quest with Arwen and the Rivendell Minstrel. We reveal. Oh wait, we don't want to do that because of Doom 2. Wait, we'll have to cancel that with Test of Will. I forgot. We'd lose the game. So let's play the Test of Will and cancel that. And we made 3 progress. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Denethor's action. Moving that to the bottom of the encounter deck. Denethor's action. Moving that to the bottom. Denethor's action. Drury Hills. Refresh. And, okay, so our cards are starting to... There we go. We'll just let it be for now. Okay, next round we're going to stop doing the Barivore exhausting during the refresh phase thing that we've been doing. Okay, Steward of Gondor, drawing 2 cards with Barivore. And 1 with Gleowine. And we'll just be playing cards here. 1, 2. Let's play Master of the Forge. And you kind of want to save Aragorn's resources, so I'll wait to put Rivendell Minstrel into play. I'll wait to put... Well, that was it, really. Here's Rittermark's Finest. Let's go 1, 2. Let's put that into play. All right, only 7 cards left to draw. Oh, in last round, during the refresh action window, I should have used Aragorn's refresh action. So I did miss that, but during the refresh action window, we can take Aragorn's action to reduce our threat to 30. So last round, during the refresh action window, before the window, we raised our threat to 49, and then we used Aragorn's action. I was just cruising along and not thinking. So we lowered our threat down to 30. And so we can only do that once a game. All right, so we will have done that. I'm feeling the pressure to try to go fairly quick, I think. So I need to stop a little bit and just think. All right, we need to make a little more progress here. We reveal Drury Hills. We'll travel there. Denethor's action. Lone Lands is good. Refresh. Next round. And we'll draw two cards with Barivore. Let's play Elfhelm. He's really helpful in this quest, especially against this treachery called a Nice Pickle. He takes away the doomed, really, because whenever he's ready, any doomed is reduced by 1 in a sense. Okay, we'll wait again. Because all we can do with Denethor's action is pay, or resources is pay for lore, let's just wait to play Rivendell Minstrel whenever he has 3 resources. Gleowine draws a card. I guess we could go ahead and put out these. Well, we only have 2. I'll wait a little bit. Okay, we're going to quest. And reveal Lone Lands. We make 2 progress, and that means the force effect does not fire, but the response does. Drury Hills leaves play. We'll travel to Lone Lands. Denethor's action. There we go. A Nice Pickle is good to see. We'll refresh. Next round. We've just about drawn our whole hand. Exhausting Steward of Gondor. Drawn a card with Gleowine. And the final card with Barivore. There we go. Whole hand drawn. Let's play Escort from Edoras. And we'll play another Escort from Edoras. I'm going to zoom out on my cards. Let's go to options, adjust card size. Let's go to 80% just so everything can fit on the screen. I know it makes it for, they're small cards now in hand, but it's good. We'll go ahead and play 1, 2. Let's put these Nor Am I a Strangers into play. They are attachments. They're not unique. We can attach it to any character, and that character gets a Rohan trait. We'll put the 2 that we have in play on Aragorn and Barivor for now. Oops. So they are now Rohan characters. They have that trait. We'll wait till next round to play Rivendell Minstrel. We might as well do it now. Let's play Elrond's Council 3 times. We have a unique Noldor character. It is Arwen. We'll just lower our threat by 9. 1, 2, 3, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was 1 more than we needed. We'll play 3 Dwarven Tombs to recur those 3 cards back to our hand. We can use Dwarven Tomb to return a spirit card from our discard pile to our hand. So we'll do that with Elrond's Council, and we'll play it again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're down to 14 threat. And we want to usually win this in round 30. And so if our threat only goes up by 1 threat a round, then we'll be fine. We'll only be at 26 threats. So we have a little wiggle room. We're just fine. All right, we will quest with Arwen and with West Road Traveler. Is that too much? No, it's just right. We reveal a nice pickle. Our threat goes up by 1 because of Doomed, but then it goes back down in response because of Elfhelm. So we're down to 14. And when revealed, place the top X cards of the encounter discard pile on the bottom of the encounter deck. X is equal to twice the number of players in the game. So these 2 cards move to the bottom. And then we've made 3 progress. And so Lone Land's forced effect does not fire because it was immediately explored, but the response does. And we'll still leave Troll Camp in play. Let's see. I don't mind that because we can just use Elfhelm. We're just letting our resources build up before we move on to stage 2. Might as well. Next round. No more card draw. Let's play our final ally, which is Rivendell Minstrel. So here she is. All allies are in play except for Gandalf, which we'll use later. We'll go ahead and attach... Well, we're going to leave Sparehood and Cloak in our hand. There's a reason why. That'll be played in the planning phase before we actually quest for 1500, but it's an emergency button for stage 2 if we need to keep using Denethor's action and he's out of Unexpected Courage readying. So we kind of will purposefully hang on to that for now. All right, everything else just needs to stay in hand. We're just building up our resources and biding our time. Okay, we just quest with Arwen. We reveal lots or none at all. No troll enemies, and so we have Doom 2, but then it goes back down by 1 because of Elfhelm. No progress. Denethor's action. Let's move that to the bottom. And his action again. Nice pickle is great. Refresh next round. Steward of Gondor. And we'll just quest with Arwen, and we reveal Nice Pickle, Dune 1, but it goes back down because of Elfhelm, and then these 2 cards are moved to the bottom of the encounter deck. And we will use Denethor's action. Lone Lands is good. Refresh next round. We just need to quest for 5 here, so that seems good. We reveal Lone Lands and travel there. Denethor's action. We don't want to lose our allies, so we'll move that to the bottom of the deck. Ready Denethor. Do that again. We'll move that to the bottom of the deck. I think these are all the cards that Denethor is buried at this point. Yeah. Moving that to the bottom. All right, refresh. Next round. We know we moved some cards to the bottom of the deck that we don't mind seeing, so let's kind of keep using Denethor's action here. We'll ready him, moving cards to the bottom. All right, let's go ahead and let's take this Sparrowhood and Cloak and attach it to, let's just say, to Snowborn Scout. And we can use this action, exhaust Sparrowhood and Cloak, and exhaust attached character to ready another character. We'll exhaust Sparrowhood and Cloak, and this Snowborn Scout will attach this to Denethor. And when it attaches to Denethor, we ready Denethor. We'll use his action. There we go. We got to those. We have a few cards, I think, that we can just kind of wait until the trolls are out and just build up our resources. All right, so we need a quest for 6, and we need a quest for 9. So there we go. We reveal Drury Hills and clear Lone Lands. The force effect does not fire. Oh yeah, we didn't do Steward of Gondor, but the response did. Okay, we'll travel to Drury Hills, and Denethor is exhausted. I think we can go one more round. Refresh. Next round. Let's use Denethor's action. Yeah, there's Cave Enters. I think once this comes out, I'm probably going to, well, I'll want to travel there. So yeah, let's just, after this round, we'll move on. So let's not quest past it, because then we'd have to leave this in staging, and I wouldn't want to. All right, let's just quest. We reveal Cave Entrance. We clear Drury Hills. The force effect does not fire, but the response does. We travel to Cave Entrance, and I'm just going to take a peek with Denethor. Let's just see. I don't know. I think I'm wasting my time. One more. I'm being greedy. Yeah, we'll just cancel that with test. Oh, no, we can just take the Doomed 1, and then we'll move on. That's good. Refresh. So this next round, this is when we're going to move on. It's time. Because this will just be Doomed 1, and then we will progress. Okay, so knowing we're going to quest, we can just do that. We'll send a few characters and have plenty of willpower. No problemo. Let's not quest with escorts from Edoras, or else they'll leave play. And we reveal lots or none at all, no troll enemies, so our threat does go up by 2, but then Doomed 2, but then Elfhelm brings our threat down by 1. And so that's 21 progress, meaning we cleared Cave Entrance and made 18 progress on the current quest. And so we advance. And now while I've been doing all this, I really, at the end of the game, at the end of round 30, you really kind of want to have about 100 resources on Aragorn, which we might not quite be able to do because of Resourceful. We didn't get out Resourcefuls as early as I like. But at this point, we're not spending resources. We're just collecting them, so we should be fine. This is all so that we can quest for 1,500. That's why the insane turtling, and this quest allows us to do that. It's just such a easy encounter deck at this point. About to get a little more difficult. Roast mutton. Obviously trolls. Even Bilbo, in spite of his sheltered life, could see that from the great heavy faces of them and their size and the shape of their legs, not to mention their language, which was not drawing room fashion at all. When revealed, add the set-aside troll enemies. Add the set-aside troll enemies and the cave troll to the staging area. So let's do that now. There is Bert and William and Tom. And they're all boosted right now because Troll Camp is in the staging area, but we're about to travel here, so I'm not going to worry about adjusting their willpower or threat, And then Troll Cave enters the staging area as well. And now as soon as these trolls enter the staging area, they all enter at the same time. It says if troll purse is unattached and in the staging area, attach it to a troll enemy if able. So it immediately gets attached to a troll of our choice. We'll put it on Bert. Same thing with Troll Key. We'll put that on Bert. And now we shuffle the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck. So you can see I was kind of getting to the bottom of the deck where there were cards that I didn't really want to deal with. And so now we get a nice, refreshed encounter deck where we can start picking through and deciding what we want to deal with during stage 2. So that's all been done. Let's look real quick at these trolls. William, when he's in play at all, troll enemies not engaged with a player cannot take damage. So no Gandalf response on them in staging. Tom, troll enemies can only be attacked by one character at a time. And so we'll keep that in mind. So if we do engage a troll, we can't attack it with our army of allies. And then Bert, players cannot play attachments on troll enemies at all while he is in play. And so now that is it for 2A. And now we look here at side 2, and it's got the most, it's like Shadow and Flame where we have these useless progress points, because it's even more so than Shadow and Flame Forced. If there are no troll enemies left in play, then advance to the next stage. So we could just destroy the trolls, and in doing that, we advance and win. Or we can have it so that we have no cards left in the encounter deck. Well, how do we have no cards left in the encounter deck? Anytime players would place progress tokens on this quest, instead of placing progress, you're not able to, you just discard an equal number of cards from the encounter deck. So if we made 10 progress, we'd discard 10 cards. Once the encounter deck is discarded completely, then we advance and we win the game. So it's so easy to just keep your threat low. At this point, if we wanted to, next round, we don't have to optionally engage Bert. We could just refresh, quest past all these guys, and win the game. But we do want to get the treasures. We also want to quest for 1,500 willpower. All right, so that is it. So during the travel phase, let's go ahead and travel to Troll Camp. We left it in play all this time on purpose for the action. Next round, we'll use that. And now during the encounter phase, we're going to optionally engage Bert. Our threat is at 22. His engagement is 23. He will optionally engage us. When he does, forced, after Bert engages a player, sack 1. So we have to grab a sack card, and it's going to be random, and we reveal it, and it says when sacked, attach to the character with the most attachments without a sacked card. All right, the most attachments, that's going to be Aragorn. So he gets the sack card. So while he has it, it says attached character cannot ready, or attack, or defend, or commit to quest, or trigger effects. And if this sack card is ever removed, the foul sack, shuffle it into the sack deck. All right. And so that's during the encounter phase. We're going to go ahead and sneak attack. He can spend his resources. We'll sneak attack Gandalf into play. And when he enters play, we're going to put 4 damage on Bert. This is during the action window right after optional engagement. This guy here says troll enemies not engaged with a player cannot take damage, but he is engaged with us. So now Gandalf will come back to hand at the end of the encounter phase because we played sneak attack. During combat, Bert will get a shadow card. We're going to sneak attack. We have 2 of these in our deck. We'll sneak attack Gandalf into play and do 1, 2, 3, 4 damage on Bert. And now we're going to declare a defender, which is Bert. We will go ahead and we'll let him attack us. So he's attacking for 5. Remember, Denethor is boosted by Arwen, so he's defending for 4 against 5. And so we reveal and resolve shadow effects. Shadow, defending player must put the top card of the encounter deck discard pile on top of the encounter deck. There isn't one, so we don't have to play it. We do have a single copy of Hasty Stroke for this single attack that we are ever worried about in this quest. So that shadow didn't do anything, but there's an action window after resolving and revealing and resolving shadow effects. So just during that action window, let's play a resource from Bilbo's pool to play a Will of the West, and we will recover all of our cards. Will of the West leaves play, and it moves all of our discarded cards back into our deck. During that same action window, let's exhaust Bearvor to draw 2 cards, and we have purposefully a bunch of attachments in the discard pile. Let's see. Let's try to grab them with Master of the Forge. We're in that action window still. We're just grabbing attachments with Master of the Forge. So when I played Daron's Runes earlier, I made sure to discard attachments so that I could more easily grab all my cards with Master of the Forges. Also, grab a card with Gleowine. All right, so that's all in the action window after revealing and resolving shadow cards. So now we deal damage. So 5 against 4, 1 damage on Denethor. Let's ready Denethor. And so now we can attack back. And what we'll do is we will attack with Gandalf. Remember, because of Tom, troll enemies can only be attacked by one character at a time. So Gandalf attacks for 4 against defense of 2, meaning Bert leaves play. We've defeated him. So discard the shadow card. These 2 objectives are now unattached. There is a response. It would remove. It says if Troll's Purse is ever discarded, add it to the staging area. If in the staging area, attach it to troll enemy. But response, after attached troll enemy is destroyed, the first player may spend 1 Baggins resource to claim this objective and add it to Bilbo. So let's grab that. And in response also, after attached troll enemy takes damage as a result of an attack, which he did, and it has to be an attack. It can't be the response from Gandalf. It has to be a physical attack. Then the first player may exhaust Bilbo to claim this objective and attach it to him. Let's do that. So Bilbo got both of the objectives, which was our plan all along. And so that is it for that combat phase. And so Gandalf comes back to hand at the end of the combat. And during the action windows, somewhere along the way, let's just make sure we don't, we'll use Denethor. Forgot about that. We want to use his actions while we can, the readying actions to filter through the deck. And this is why we have, this is why so far we haven't really played Spearhood and Cloaks, because Denethor has already used all of his actions. So imagine next planning he keeps readying and we can't ever get something we don't like. We could then have some extra readying. Okay, so we're going to refresh, and we don't really want to put any cards in discard at this point. So we don't want to play Peace and Thought or Daron's Runes. We do want to, during the planning phase here, do this Troll Camp action. While Troll Camp is in play, Bilbo Baggins gains the following action. Exhaust Bilbo and spend 1 of his resources to remove 1 sack card from a character. Bilbo Baggins may trigger this effect with a sack attached to him. So he'll exhaust, spend a resource, we'll get rid of this foul sack. It's shuffled back into the sack deck, which we won't have to deal with anymore. Let's use Denethor's action. Lone Lands is good. Let's draw a card with Gleowine. And 2 with Barivor. Again, we don't want to play events. We're just building up our resources. Here's Master of the Forge. I don't think there's going to be any attachments left to draw with Master of the Forge. Yeah, I don't think so. All right, we just need to quest for a fairly good bit here. Let's go ahead and ready Denethor. We will quest for -2 is 2, which is all we need. We reveal Lone Lands, and we made 2 progress and cleared Troll Camp. And now we will travel to Troll Cave. Let's go ahead and do that. Players cannot travel to Troll Cave unless Bilbo Baggins has the Troll Key attached. He has the Troll Key attached. And the first player must spend 5 Baggins resources. But if Bilbo has a Troll Purse, it's only 2. So a very slight advantage to even having the Troll Purse. But we'll spend those 2 resources. We'll travel to Troll Cave. And we're using Denethor's action. Troll Camp is good. Refresh. We're just waiting to get the resources we need and drawing all of our cards. Steward of Gondor. Barivor draws us 2 cards. And Gleowine draws us 1. Next round we'll have all of our cards in hand. There's no attachments left. All right, so this will boost our trolls by an additional 2. So this is really 5 threat being added to the staging, which is going to be 13 plus 4. We need to quest for 17. There we go. We reveal Troll Camp. It's going to boost the trolls by +2. So we made 4 progress and cleared Troll Cave. That goes to the victory display, and in doing that, now that's how at the end of the quest we will have earned the treasures. Let's travel to Troll Camp, and we'll use Denethor's action. Nice pickle is great. All right, refresh. Next round. And Steward of Gondor, drawing 2 cards with Barivore and 1 card with Gleowine, and then we've drawn our whole hand. And we don't want to play cards still. We just want to keep clearing locations and just keeping our threat from going up. Okay, we reveal a nice pickle, doomed 1, and then but it goes back down because of Elfhelm being ready. When revealed, place the top X cards of the encounter discard pile on the bottom of the encounter deck. That's going to be 2, so the top 2 are moved to the bottom of the encounter deck. And we made 3 progress and cleared that. Now we'll travel to Lone Lands. Denethor will do his action for us. Cave Entrance is good. Refresh. Next round. So now no more card draw, just building up resources. And like I said in the past, I usually win this in 30 rounds. That's what we'll try to do. No more card draw, just questing. 3 progress plus 1. There we go. Okay, we reveal Cave Entrance, and we made 3 progress. Remember, because we cleared Lone Lands, the Force effect doesn't fire, but the response will. And now we'll travel to Cave Entrance, and we'll do Denethor's action. And we don't want that, because now that there are troll enemies, there'll be a sack card. I don't want to deal with that. Denethor's action. Nice pickle is the best card you can get. It doesn't do anything, really. Okay, so next round. And we're just building up resources and waiting for the big moment. Okay, we reveal a nice pickle, doomed 1, but then it goes back down because of Elfhelm. Top 2 cards are moved to the bottom of the deck. Top 2 cards of the encounter discard pile. And so 3 progress on Cave Entrance. At least play. Denethor. Drury Hills is good. Refresh. Next round. There's Steward of Gondor. And we're just going to keep waiting. I want to wait. Well, it's round 30. It is round 30. This is usually the round where I do it, the big push. But I just don't have as many resources on Aragorn as I like to see. I don't remember the exact math, but I don't want to run out of resources and then be frustrated. So let's just keep waiting. Our threat's still way low, and so we can wait a few rounds. We know what's coming. It's 3 plus 6, so we have to quest for 9. Okay, we reveal Drury Hills and travel there. Here's Denethor's action. We'll move that to the bottom of the encounter deck. We'll ready Denethor. Lone Lands, refresh. Next round. So I think maybe next round round 32 we'll do it. You know, it's going to be a while till a troll engages us. Okay. 3 progress plus, so we need to make 1 more. Okay, we reveal Lone Lands. Drury Hills leaves play. Bilbo gets a resource, no forced effect. Let's travel to Lone Lands. Denethor reveals Cave Entrance. We're having an easy time of the reveals. I think maybe this is the round we move on. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Okay, so we're at 97. That's close enough to 100. All right, so this is a very specific kind of plan. We're in planning. Let's go ahead and make sure we've put out all 3 of the Spare Hood and Cloaks. They're going to go on Denethor. And then we're going to spend 1 resource to put out this Noramai Stranger. We'll attach that to Denethor so he has the Rohan trait. Let's just look and make sure we've played everything else. Yeah, that is it. Okay, so now we'll move on to the quest phase. And there's an action window before you commit characters. And so I'll just walk us through, and I hope I don't forget a step. We're going to play this card here, Astonishing Speed. which is, it's an action. Until the end of the phase, all Rohan characters get +2. And I'm going to play that 3 times. There's 3 of them. So each one stacks. So each Rohan character until the end of the phase will be boosted for 6. There are 24 Rohan characters. So just playing that one card, each copy once, so 3 times, 24 times 6 is 144 willpower. So that's distributed over the course of all the Rohan characters, including the heroes that have Nor Am I a Stranger. So we'll use Baggins resources to pay for the spirit cards. Well, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We've played 3 copies of Astonishing Speed, boosting, and I'm not going to worry about the math up here. I'm just going to talk us through it. So I've already done it. 144 willpower. Each one being basically if I don't want to take the time to do this, to make Aragorn +7, right? Just doing the math. Okay, then I'm going to play 3 copies of Dwarven Tomb. Each one will recur from our discard pile. A copy of Astonishing Speed, which we'll add to our hand. I'm just moving it around here in the discard pile. We'll add it to our hand and play all 3 of them again. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, we just played all 3 Astonishing Speeds, boosting all 24 Rohan characters by another +6. That's another 144. So right there, that's just 288. Then we're going to play Will of the West. Send that to the victory display, or just out of play actually. So all 6 cards are back in our deck. And now we need to draw them. And to do that, we're going to play 2 Lorien's Wealth. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We played 2 Lorien's Wealth cards and drew 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So all those cards came back. And so now we're going to do those cards again. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We just played Astonishing Speed 3 times, boosting all of our 24 characters, Rohan characters, by another 6. Let's play Dwarven Tomb to recur those. The Astonishing Speeds, they come back to our hand, and then we immediately play them. So let's spend the resources from Aragorn's pool. He's the only one that has spirit anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So he's played those again. So far we've played Astonishing Speed times 3 4 times. So that's 144 times 4 at this point. And so we've done that. And so now we want to use Faramir's action. Here's Faramir. And we just, as we're familiar with, we exhaust him to choose a player. Each character controlled by that player gets +1 until the end of the phase. So we exhaust him. So each character gets an extra willpower. And that's 33 characters. So just think about it as +33 willpower. Then we'll spend a resource from Aragorn's pool to play Ever Vigilant and ready a ally, which will be Faramir. He exhausts to do his action again. We'll play an Ever Vigilant and ready Faramir. Then we exhaust Faramir to use his action again. We'll play another Ever Vigilant and ready Faramir and do his action again. And then the same thing with Grim Resolve. It's just more expensive. Action, ready all character cards in play. And nobody's exhausted except for Faramir, but we can still play it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just played that 3 times, readying Faramir. Each time he was readied, he did his action. And so that's each time he's done his action, that's +3, 33 willpower at this point in the game, because Gandalf's still not in play. All right, then we're going to play a Will of the West. So we play our final one. It goes out of play, and all of our cards come back to our hand from the discard pile. And now we want to draw all of them. So 1, 2, 3, we'll play Lorien's Wealth to draw 3 cards. And then we're going to play 3 Daron's Runes to draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We want to discard 3 cards to, what's that card? Daron's Runes. So we just did that. We discarded 3 cards, drew 6, discarded 3. And then we will play 2, we'll sneak attack Gandalf in. So here he comes. When he enters play, we'll draw 3 cards. He's boosted. So we draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We only have 2 left, and so that's why we have 2 copies of We Are Not Idle. Draw 2 cards. So now we've drawn our entire discard pile and gotten rid of just junk, really. Now we do the Astonishing Speed trick again. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All 3 astonishing speeds are played. Once more, boosting all Rohan characters by 6 each. Let's play 3 Dwarven Tombs to grab those out of our discard pile and play them again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We just played Astonishing Speed again for +6. And now we'll ready Faramir and exhaust him to use his action. We're going to do that 6 times with 1, 2, 3. That is going to be 3 Ever Vigilance that do that. Each one readies him each time he exhausts. And then we'll ready him with 3 Grim Resolves, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each time he readied, we exhausted him using his action. And this time he boosted for 34 because Gandalf came into play. All right, and so now we'll continue to do Faramir's action by using Denethor. We're going to exhaust him and Spearhood and Cloak. Exhaust Spearhood and Cloak and exhaust attached character to ready another character, and then attach Spearhood and Cloak to that character. So this is ready. This is attached to Faramir. He's readied. He exhausts, uses action. We ready Denethor and Spearhood and Cloak. Exhausts along with Denethor to attach this to Faramir. He readies, uses his action. We ready Denethor and Spearhood and Cloak to attach that to Faramir. He readies, he exhausts. Now we ready Denethor. All right, so we've completely used up Faramir's ability. We won't have any more Will of the West, so we can't bring these cards out of the discard pile. So we are going to just quest with everybody. And before we do, let's go ahead and play Elrond's Council. 1, 2, and 3. We lower our threat to 21. And that's just 3 willpower boost. And now we just quest with everybody. And all these characters, have major willpower boost between Faramir's action and also, oh, by the way, Escort from Edoras gets +2 when it quests. But, all the Rohan characters are, just really, really insanely high on their willpower. And everybody's questing for quite a bit because of Sword That Was Broken, and the Faramir actions will also quest with Gandalf. So everybody's questing, which is 90 willpower, but obviously a lot more than that. So what you see here in terms of willpower, plus 864 willpower from the Astonishing Speeds. Each time we played the 3 of those, that was a +6 willpower on every Rohan ally. And then Faramir's action afforded us 534 willpower. And then we committed characters for 87, and then another 3 willpower with Elrond's Council. So that total, and I've done the math multiple times just to make sure, is 1491. Come on, thing. All right, so we're at 1491 willpower. There we go. Can't see it all. And so that's a little shy of 1500. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Longbeard Mapmaker. We can take this action, spend lore resources, 1 lore resource, to give Longbeard Mapmaker +1 willpower until the end of the phase. We have 29 of those between Denethor and Aragorn. And so 29 extra willpower plus 1491 is 1520 willpower. So we just got up over the 1500 mark with Longbeard Mapmaker. There we go. 1520 willpower. And we reveal Cave Entrance, and we make 1513 progress. So that's 1510 on Roast Mutton. And I'm not going to put it all there. Each time, it says anytime players would place progress tokens on this quest, discard an equal number of cards, which would be 1510 encounter cards. So those are all discarded from the encounter deck. And then it says, if there are no cards left in the encounter deck, advance to the next stage. Let's do that. Dawn, take you all. Dawn, take you all and be stoned to you, said a voice. It sounded like William's, but it wasn't. For just at that moment, the light came over the hill, and there was a mighty twitter in the branches. William never spoke, for he stood turned to stone as he stooped, and Bert and Tom were stuck like rocks as they looked at him. All right, so when revealed, remove all troll enemies. So these guys are moved to set aside, and sack cards from the game. If Troll Cave is in the victor display, and it is, we cleared it, the players have discovered Sting, Lamdring, Orcris, the treasure cards, and the players have won the game. So that's it. I don't know if all that's worth it. I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze, but that's how we can quest for 1,500 willpower. And most quests won't allow us to do that. So again, this part of what I like about Lord of the Rings is just the numbers and the concepts and the ideas that you can realize. So that's what I did. For better, for worse, I hope you were able to enjoy the video. If anybody watched this all the way through, I'd love to know, that you did. It would be quite the rite of passage to have watched that. I don't know to what, but I guess just quite the self-inflicted harm. I don't know. But I promise not to do this kind of stuff a lot. I know I kind of did with the Brock Iron Fist Challenge, but that was a 3-minute video versus an hour and 20 minutes. So this is not something I'll do a whole lot, just jank. So more regular actual decks moving forward. Hope you enjoyed it, though, and that you'll join me next time when we continue with the Hobbit quest and play it for real. The next quest will be over the Misty Mountains Grim, and so looking forward to showing that to you. I hope you have a great day. Bye.